when you said this wasn't going to be good, I was like, oh, okay, I got just the thing for this. And not that this whiskey is not good, but it's polarizing, right? There's some folks that think it's just the best thing ever, and some folks that think it's just absolutely awful. So you see from the box, got a very decorative box. The bottle is an absolute work of art. There's a lot of, I don't know what you would call that. It's kind of a Celtic vibe, but it's supposed to be more of a Norse vibe. It's Highland Park 12-year-old Viking Honor. And so it's a single malt Scotch whiskey. And this comes from a distillery in Kirkwall in Orkney. So the Orkney, the islands there, the very northernmost tip of Scotland. And so it looks down over, they have 25, the warehouses are numbered 1 to 25. There's actually only 23 buildings. I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe they left 13 and one burned down. But anyways, the distillery's been in play for 220 years. So it's up there. You know, it's definitely seen a brew or two. The other thing that's pretty interesting is the stills. They're made in Speyside, which is a very common whiskey distilling area, but they're the only distillery to actually have windows cut into the stills. So as you're boiling the liquid, you can actually see it boil in the stills, which is kind of interesting. And so I guess just the review, what's out on the internet, and what's what do folks say about this. So I looked at the Whiskey Exchange. They said Highland Park 12-year-old remains one of the gold standard malts. Okay. So not like this at all. And I'll get to why I picked this one, right? It remains one of the gold standard malts for other distillery bottlings to aspire to, with a delicious sweetness. Heather honey is what they describe it as. It says right on the back, heather honey. I don't know what that is. Heather is a flower that grows in the Highlands, like a wildflower.
Well, sounds good.
Yeah, I'm sure the bumblebees like it. And then this warming, silky mouthfeel. It's a whiskey that never lets you down. It's the greatest all-rounder in the world of malt whiskey. So that sounds pretty promising, right? It does. Might be a good time. So tasting notes by one of the reviewers. So the nose should be salted lemons, a whiff of charcoal smoke, crunchy green apples, tropical fruit chews, unripe mango. I don't know, really unripe mango would be more like piney, but beeswax, honey, dusty wood, and fruity dark chocolate, maybe chocolate limes. Develops in a glass, picks up more fruit, and then slowly cuts into the citrus notes. So there could be an awful lot happening in the glass as it starts to breathe. On the palate, starts off with a syrupy sweetness, quickly moving on to sour and creamy wood, which I thought, okay, that might go well with the cigar. With more tropical chews, pineapple and smoked orange rind, and then the finish, smoky wood, malt syrup, green pine cones, and woody spice. I'm like, ooh, that's going to be a contradiction. So it's always interesting because you get the whiskey snobs and they say all of that, right? And then you taste the whiskey, and then you're like, I don't really know if I got any of that.
Varsol.
Yeah. Or, right. Well, maybe. Hopefully not, but maybe.
It tastes like Varsol.
Right? It smells like, yeah, like.
I shouldn't say that. I did think that before.
Like if you burnt the Varsol.
There's not some undeniably good Scotch.
Some is really, really good. So, but I mean, I know there's one that we're going to uncork and we're just going to immediately regret it. And this may be it. And so this is why I selected this one, because the review, when I went to the Whiskey Exchange, the very top review, I was like, this is gold. So James Culver on the 10th of January reviewed this. He said he received this bottle of Highland Park 12-year-old Scotch as a gift. I'm an avid Scotch drinker, and this is the only single malt Scotch to ever have the distinct honor of being dumped down my kitchen drain. The iodine taste just completely overwhelms all of the other flavors, if there are any, and ruins the taste. Unless you're a fan of metallic iodine, I would recommend avoiding this one.